Alright guys, what's going on? It's Sidro, making a video of my beta character. It's a life-based cast on crit character. I leveled this character as a wander. I previously had these wand nodes. It was a shadow and I decided to respec into cast on crit. This is the tree. If I had to do this character over, I think it would be much better as a Scion. I would go through these resist nodes, pick up this jewel, go through these attack speed, pick up this jewel, cut these useless points because these are evasion and I have unwavering stance. I don't know why this person's messaging me. And then I would cut this pathing out from this side and actually switch to this. Help with the int requirements. And yeah, just move the jewels over here. So basically the idea with this character is to use, currently anyway, for a 5 link, I'm using Barrage, link to cast on crit with Ball Lightning and Arc and Life Leech. So basically attack with Barrage, attacks, sends out 4 projectiles, hits the target, casts spells, deals tons of damage, and leeches back ton of life. And so our crit chance without charges on Barrage is 60%. And then we'll be up, I think, pretty close to 90 at the moment with full charges. And we have 3 power charges plus these 2 and 1 from Alira, so we'll be at 6 power charges. This is my gear. I just borrowed these Marlgaros from Hedgie to record this video. I was using Dodra's Tenure before that, and those are actually more theoretical DPS, but probably, more tooltip DPS, but these Malgars are probably more real DPS with the 30 crit multi, but the 50 spell damage from Dodra's is actually pretty good, so if you don't have Malgaros, you could use Dodra's Tenure and it'd still be very, very good. But these just give a little extra attack speed and crit chance. This is my wand, just has some pretty good spell damage, decent crit, a little low, and then just 11 attack speed crafted on there. I have a rat's nest, which I bought for 20 chaos. It's a very good roll. I divined it once and got 75%. That's pretty good. Saffles, bought for like 12 chaos. So the combo here is going to be, I'm going to be using Saffles Frame plus Surgeon's Flask to cap out my resist. And so my basic resist when I'm running around, so I'm going to be, right now we're at 79, and we're going to be at 92 just for general mapping purposes while we're using our damage auras. And the reason I'm using Arc and Ball Lightning is because of the new change to Wrath. Basically, with cast on crit, you want something that's going to hit instantly, and so Arc is definitely the best, and then the question is, what do you use after that, since there's no shotgun anymore, and Ball Lightning seems to be the best thing because it does scale with Wrath, so that's pretty cool. Auras I'm running Wrath, Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder. Let's just finish up the gear here real quick. Some boots, and then the rest of the gear is just life and resist. The rings I tried to get some accuracy on. They're not very good. None of this gear is that great. This amulet's okay, has a little bit of crit chance and some decent spell damage. This ring's pretty good. Has good resist, but other than that, nothing special. Chest, and then this is my flask. I'm using just 1 life pot just to heal up instantly. 1 of each Surgeon's for 1 of each element, and then a Surgeon's Quicksilver right now. And let's see here. So yeah, my auras are Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice, Wrath. Gives a lot of damage, and the Wrath scales the Ball Lightning and the Arc. Other things, I'm running Blood Rage, so I just slowly do G-Gen. But every time I hit something, I leech back off of my setup and pretty much go to full. So it's not really a problem, and that gives me some attack speed and frenzy charges, which are more damage, more attack speed, which is pretty cool. Originally I was planning to use like a kinetic blast cast on crit setup, but I think that actually requires a 6 link, So if I was going to do that, I would actually use a 6-link of Kinetic Blast, GMP, with Life Leech, Cast Stun Crit, and then Arc plus Cold Snap. That would be my 6-link. The reason for that is because Cold Snap hits instantly. So with Kinetic Blast hitting a bunch of targets with GMP, Cold Snap hits instantly. You don't have to wait for something like Ball Lightning, which is a projectile, to like travel through the air and hit the bomb, so it's be instant. But I don't have a 6-link, so I can't use that right now. But since I reserve all of my mana, I have to figure out a way to cast my spells. So what I'm using for casting my spells is actually Eldritch Battery, in combination with a couple of jewels on the tree here that give me ES recharge for each enemy hit by your attacks. So I have 2 of these in my tree right now, 3% each, and they also have some. That one's got wand attack speed, and this one's got 11 spell damage, so that's fine, just whatever I could find. And I have another jewel up here, just got some life and spell damage. But these are the 2 keys, and so basically what happens here is Barrage costs 10 mana currently, so I attack, hit something a couple of times, I get back 6 ES every time I hit the target, and that covers my Barrage cost. Now if I was using Kinetic Blast, that's a lot more expensive, 40. So what I was doing previously as a Wander with this like same setup, but no cast and crit, just using Kinetic Blast, which you could do also, just using Life Leech, Weapon Elemental Damage, Kinetic Blast, GMP, in my setup here in the False Protector. Yeah, and the reason I'm using False Protector is it acts as, basically an additional link, gain a power charge on every crit. So, and this is global, so you can use, your links anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the chest. But yeah, you could also use Kinetic Blast. I think it was good, but the mana cost is steep. So I have Evolve Clarity, which I was using to maintain the Kinetic Blast, and it's only 32 souls and Merciless, so you can basically get it up all the time, and you can link increased duration to it, and it ends up being about 16 seconds, which is a very, very long time. The Blood Rage, link to increased duration, Vol Clarity right here. I'm using an Ice Golem, just because it gives some additional crit chance and some additional accuracy. It's pretty good, occasionally chills, enemies, so that's pretty sweet. And then I have a Cast When Damage Taken setup. My Cast When Damage Taken setup is Greater Multiple Projectiles, Arctic Breath, and Enfeeble. So Arctic Breath gives me the chilled ground, slows them down, Enfeeble reduces their hits. Basically, as long as I don't get one shot, I can leech back to full. My life is very low right now, just because I'm only level 78, and I wanted to just get this in before the beta gets wiped. So my next 15 levels are actually just going to be all life nodes, and I should be able to hit 45, maybe 5k, depending on gear. So just life nodes all here, these life nodes here, and then if I was a Scion, get that life node. If I was a Scion, I'd be pathing through here and going up, and I'd actually get these life nodes too. So, with a more polished version of this build, I think you could be pretty tanky, upwards of 5k. With the instant leech from Vault Pact, as long as you're not getting one shot, you should be going back to full pretty easily. So yeah, that's my build. I think that covers pretty much everything. Oh, and then for single target, I guess I should cover that. For Ziri, what I'm planning to do is, I'm going to make that in another video, is I'm planning on running Flame Surge and Glacial Cascade, and if I had a 6-link, I would use Conk Effect as my 6-link. And so what I'm going to be doing is swapping in these two. For Ziri, for single target, I'm going to drop my my Wrath and my Herald of Thunder. Can't use Herald of Thunder really on Ziri, and risk hitting the split phase or something if it carries over. I don't think it would, but just to be safe. And to make room, I'm going to be running Purity of Lightning with Purity of Fire. And these are only level 18 right now, but when they do level up, it'll be 4 additional max res, and that'll take me up to 97 max res. So that should be, or 96, I'm sorry. So that'll take me up to 96 max res, which should be plenty for taking Ziri, Flame Blast, and Storm Calls. Should be pretty good. And then I'm also going to run Righteous Fire and activate that when I do single target, and just kind of offset it with the Ruby Flask and Leech. So this is my take on custom crit after the shotgun change, and I'll be posting some other videos of some maps, maybe do a gorge clear speed and some Ubrid's area attempts. And keep in mind, I'm only level 78, so it's going to be should be pretty interesting to do all of this that low level. So stay tuned.